Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Grace Regalo Softball Complex on the Babe Ruth, I should say the Grace Regalo Softball Field in the Babe Ruth Complex. And it's my second in 2 days intercity rivalry. It's hard for me to say a greater Boston League battle because it's two Lynn teams, and I still can't get used to Greater Boston League with these Lynn teams. It's Lynn Glasgow and Lynn English girls softball. Both teams looking for their second win. Coach Morin for Glasgow, Coach Ashley Aldred for Lynn English. Glasgow is the home team. A nice day for a change. Bright sunshine, blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. If you get in the shade, there's a little bit of a breeze, but certainly not ice cold like it's been the first couple of days of baseball. I got to give credit to the two teams, the two coaches and some of the players. They became maintenance people before the game. They were putting the lines down. They mapped out home plate. They were dragging the infield, trying to get the field ready. This field is not really kept that well. And if it sprinkles, never mind rain, if it sprinkles, you probably can't play it because it gets muddy. So here we go. Leah Pinero hitting from the left side. She's the catcher, and she's also a left-handed catcher. So she does everything lefty. Asia Olay is on the mound for Glasgow. Ready to throw the first pitch. And it's high for a ball. Way up and away for a ball. That one's in for a strike, taken all the way. Pops it up, and it's going to go out of play. The 2-2 pitch up and coming. Hits the second base. Emma Chevalier shovels it over to Brooke Braswell at first base. Pinero is out. The play goes 4-3 for the first out of the game. Annika Johansson, the third baseman, should be followed by Kate Johansson, her sister, the pitcher. Low for a ball. So it's Leah Pinero, the catcher, leading off. Annika Johansson playing third, batting second. Kate Johansson, the pitcher, batting third. Gianni Bernabel, the shortstop, hitting in the cleanup spot. Hit right to the shortstop. Johansson hit it well, hit it right to Neviev. The designated player, Amelia Serino, will hit fifth. She's hitting for the left fielder, Maya Bonifacio. Ariana Reynoso, the center fielder, hit sixth. Sanaya Patton will play second and hit seventh. Amaya Gibson will play first base and hit number 8. And bringing up the tail of the batting order, batting ninth, the right fielder, Aaron Furlong. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first. in for a strike. Kate Johansson, this is pitcher against pitcher here. Hit foul off the backstop. Hit foul again out of play over the English dugout. High for a ball. Thought about it, held up. Hit in the left field for a base hit. So the pitcher Johansson gets the first hit, becomes the first base runner. That brings up Gianni Bernabel, the shortstop. So the hit extends the first inning for the Bulldogs. Popped up, it's going to go back over the screen, out of play. It seems funny to see English in black and classical in white. It was always red and gray for the Bulldogs and green and gold for classical. Pitching wide for a ball. Swing and a miss. English team, baseball, softball have a tough time there. With all the construction going on at the Meadow, they've had to go elsewhere to practice. They had to travel. Hit in the air, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. So after two quick outs, back-to-back hits, that put runners at first and third for the Bulldogs. Emilio Serino hitting for the left fielder. Maya Bonifacio will look to extend the inning at least one more hitter. 2 outs, 2 on. Popped up and over the backstop, out of play. Bernabel was off and running to steal second base. Popped up. Just a little too close to that fence, protecting the English dugout, and Braswell couldn't make the play. Swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout to end the inning. So English threatens with 2 hits after 2 outs. They leave runners at first and third. And Glasgow will get a chance to get on the board first. It'll be Kelsey Sinopus catching and leading off. Second baseman Emma Chevalier will bat second. Batting third and playing shortstop, Nevi Eth. Braswell will play first base and hit in the cleanup spot. Hitting fifth and playing third base, Mia Duncan. Pitching and batting sixth, Asia Olays. The center fielder, McKenna Duncan, will hit number 7. Batting eighth and playing left field, Chloe Corbett. The designated player, Ava Kale, will hit number 9. She's hitting for the right fielder, Emma Pinto. So Kate Johansson will take the mound for the Lady Bulldogs. We mentioned Leah Pinero when she batted lefty, and you don't see it too often, but left-handed catcher. She does a good job. She's been behind the plate, I believe, 4 years, at least 3 years. She's a senior. I've watched her catch these past years. She does a good job. So, intercity battle. These are games that you want to win every game, but these are the games that really matter. A lot of these young ladies and the guys in all the sports, English and Glasgow, they may be next door neighbors because it's not East Lynn, West Lynn anymore, like it used to be. They play against each other in other sports, soccer, basketball. They may know each other, they're friends. You want to get the bragging rights. So these games are always important. Trying to check her swing and swung right through it. So both teams have the catchers leading off. Pinero all left for English. Sinopus all right for Glasgow. Quickly 2 strikes. Popped up. It's going to go out of play. Over the English dugout. Swing and a miss. So Hansen starts it with a swinging strikeout. So Hansen was shortstop. She pitched a little bit the last couple of years. She's also a senior. She's taken over on the mound. They checked with the base umpire to see if she swung. She was trying to bunt, pulled it back. I wish I could think they had a very good left-handed pitcher that graduated. So Johansson pitched some off and on last couple of years, but now she's taken over on the mound. This is Emma Chevalier, the second baseman, at bat. Good pitch on the corner for a strike. Way up and away. Pinero had to be left-handed to get that one. That was ticketed for the backstop. Hit deep and foul. She got out in front of it just enough. She hit it well, but got out in front, pulled it well foul. And we have to wait, see if it's fair or foul, because we're not even close to the left field foul line out here in right center field. Down and in for a ball. High for ball 4. The Chevalier becomes the first baseman for Classical, drawing a walk. And Nevieth, very good athlete, good basketball player. I think she plays soccer too. In for a strike, the runner takes off and easily steals second base. Goes in standing up. So Classical has a runner in scoring position with 1 out. English had first and third, but there was 2 outs, and Olay's got a big strikeout. Hit foul to the backstop. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout. Brooke Braswell, the first baseman, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Hits it to short. Nice play by the shortstop, Bernabel. Good strong throw over to Gibson at first base. So both teams leave base runners. Classical leaves a runner at second after the walk. English left runners at first and third. We played an inning in this intercity battle, and we're right back where we started. English Classical 0-0 at the end of 1. Asia Olays will start her second inning of work. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the Bulldogs. Ariana Reynoso, Sanaya Patton, and Amaya Gibson. English got close after 2 outs. Back-to-back hits got them first and third, but then Olays got a big strikeout. Taking the pitch, and also in for a strike. Hit foul toward the English dugout. High for a ball. Hits it foul off to the right side. Started to pull the trigger and the pitch was high. She took it for a ball. Hits it foul again. But also hanging around. She's the center fielder for the Bulldogs. Low for a ball. So and also making Olays work. Olays was ahead of her. She's going to come in with a pitch. Hit foul again. Good at bat. Just a little tapper over the first baseman's head in the right field for a base hit. That's a nice at bat. She was behind on the count, kept working, and she finally popped one in the right field for a base hit. So English has the leadoff hitter on for Sanaya Patton, the second baseman. Looks like she's going to try and bunt. In for a strike. The runner takes off. Out at second base. Nice throw by Sinopus. Right on the money. And they throw her out. Sinopus with a really nice throw. Put it right on the money. Patton squared like she was going to bunt, trying to protect the runner. Sinopus is not the biggest player on the field by any stretch of the imagination, but she put that right on the money. Down and in for a ball. Chase, that pitch was way over his head. That was way out of the strike zone. So instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. Missing low for a ball. She took that pitch and she swung the pitch. It was way out over her head, outside. Hits it out in front. LEHS will help herself. Gets it to Braswell for the out. So 2-way in the second for Amaya Gibson, the first baseman. Lines it foul. Inside out swing. Off to the right side. Slice foul. So that throw out at second is important because that little tap out in front of the mound, Reynoso would have been on third base now with one out. It would have been the same as a bunt. Low for a ball. Swing and a miss. Down and in for a ball. I don't know the years for the Glasgow kids, junior, senior, sophomore, freshman, but Ashley Aldred printed out a roster. Hit way up in the air. Second baseman just shy of the outfield grass. Second baseman Chevalier makes the play. So the leadoff hit is thrown out trying to steal, and LEHS faces only 3 hitters in the inning. We'll see English go down again. And once again, Glasgow will have a chance to get on the board first. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Mia Duncan, Asia LEHS, McKenna Duncan to face Kate Johansson on the mound, who had a pretty good first inning, striking out 2. Gave up a walk, but could have the inning with a ground ball to shortstop on a nice play by Bernabel. We hope you're enjoying the new season starting here on LETV. Baseball, softball. Time flies. I'm still wondering where football and soccer went. And we got through basketball and hockey. And congratulations to all those teams. Soccer and football, basketball, hockey, all those teams that made the state tournament. St. Mary's, who won their state championship yet again. I think it's their 4th in 5 years. St. Mary's is unbelievable. They've had a state champion in one of their sports 18 straight years. Hit to third. And throw gets thrown away in the dirt. And the runner's going to keep going all the way to third. Mia Duncan goes all the way to third on the error. Fielded very well, but then the throw down in the dirt got away, out in foul territory, and Duncan hustling went all the way to third, so Classical threatening to get on the board first. A runner at third and nobody out here in the second inning. High and tight for a ball. This is Asia Olays, who can help herself here, the pitcher. She puts it in play or gets a hit, she can give herself a lead. Up and away for a ball. So that's good hustle by Mia Duncan going all the way to third. Hit foul off the backstop. Way up. Swing and a miss. He chased the high pitch. So pitcher against pitcher, Johansson gets the nod. Her third strikeout. McKenna Duncan will look to bring Mia Duncan home from third. She's the center fielder for the Lady Rams. Chase the high pitch. They like that high pitch. Quickly 0-2. Hit foul off the backstop. That one goes to the backstop, but there's not a lot of room back there. Not like Frazier Field, when if it goes by, it goes all the way to the backstop and runners can score easily. Here at Breed, that backstop is very close, so it's not that easy for the runner from third to score. High again. So she had her in a hole. Now she's got to come in. Hit foul off the backstop. So Duncan hanging around. Hit foul again. Down and in for a ball. Now Johansson has to come in with a pitch or put Duncan on. Chase the pitch that was down low for strike 3. So 2 away now with the runner at third. Chloe Corbett, the left fielder, is now the hitter. Down and in for a ball. She's the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Hit to short. Another nice play by Bernabel. She finished the first inning throwing out the runner. So it looked like an opportunity for the Bulldogs. But 2 big strikeouts by Johansson and a nice play by Bernabel gets English out of a jam. So we played 2 and we're still dead even. English nothing, Classical nothing going into the third. We'll start the third inning. It'll be 9-1-2. Actually, be 9-1-2 for both teams. English has had 3 base runners, but one was thrown out stealing. Classical's had 2 base runners. So technically, they both had 2 base runners. And they're both having 9-1-2. This is Erin Furlong, the right fielder. Not a very big strike zone for LEHS. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss again, 1-2. Hit foul out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. Jumps out of the way. That one was way inside. And the count evens at 2. Up and away. Yeah, this ball 4, she lost her. So for the second inning in a row, Classical gets the leadoff hitter on. Last inning, the runner was thrown out trying to steal. Leah Pinero led off the ball game, grounded out second and first. High and tight for a ball. In with a double. Pinero went the other way with it. So here's English with another threat. Furlong hustles over to third. And here the lefty went the other way into left center field. Annika Johansson lined out to the shortstop. English had a threat in the first, but with 2 outs. They had a runner on, was thrown out, stealing in the second inning. But now they got second and third with nobody out. Missing low for a ball. Late swing, that was almost by her. Swung and missed. Late swing, she hits it to first base. They only have one play. She's going to get an RBI, knocking in the run. Furlong, who started the inning with the walk hurt. She comes in to score. English still with a threat with Pinero at third. And now Kate Johansson can help herself. She'd like to get a hit, but she wants to put the ball in play, get that runner home from third. So the walk's hurt. Swing and a miss. Solid shot, but she got out way out in front of it and hit it foul. Hit it well, pulled it foul. Hits it foul, back out of play. Popped up. Second baseman Chevalier makes the play. Runner has to stay at third with 2 outs. Gianni Bernabel. She's shown off. She's got a laser for an arm. She's made 2 very nice throws to end the first and second inning. For the Bulldogs, will look like English might be threatening a little bit, especially with the runner at third in the second inning. She got a base hit her first time up. She wishes she saved it for now. High for a ball. Hit off the backstop, foul. High for a ball. English is struck for one. They have a runner at third trying to get her home with 2 outs. Hit foul again. So Bernabel's 1 swing away from making it 2-0. LEHS is 1 strike away from getting out of a bigger jam. And that's ball 4. Second walk in the inning. Puts runners at first and third for Amelia Serino. Designated player hitting for the left fielder, Maya Bonifacio. She struck out swinging her first trip. And you got to think that Bernabel's going to try and steal second base. Swing and a miss, and they let her go. So we're back to second and third again, this time with 2 outs. Hit in the center field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. A big 2-out hit by Amelia Serino. She struck out swinging her first time, but she made a count, and the walk on the stolen base hurts. Both walks in the inning have scored. And English has grabbed a 3-0 lead here in the top of the third. Ariana Reynoso got a base hit, and she was thrown out trying to steal second base. High for a ball. Hit foul off the backstop. So a big 2-out hit by Amelia Serino. Hit it right over the second base bag in the center field. 2 runs score easily. So the leadoff walk and the 2-out walk hurts. They both score. Pinero, who got the double, came around to score. Hit to third. Nice play by Mia Duncan over to Braswell. They get the third out, but not before English puts 3 on the board and breaks the scoreless tie. They sent 7 hitters to the plate. 2 big walks, 2 big hits. The big hit, Serino, the 2-out hit. Walks are the coach's worst enemy. So Glasgow now has to play catch-up. And like Glasgow did, they'll have 9, 1, and 2 to face Kate Johansson, who now has a 3-run cushion to work with. So we got the Duncans for Glasgow, we got the Johanssons for English. Ava Kale, hitting for the right fielder, Emma Pinto, will lead off. Back to the top of the order. Kelsey Sinopus, Emma Chevalier. will be the three hitters for Classical in the bottom of the third, who now has to play catch-up. We got Cinepus catching for Classical, and we have Aaron Furlong, the right fielder, for English. And if you put both of them standing on each other's shoulders, they would probably be 5'5" together. Swing and a miss. Kale. Centerpus and Kale. Again, a beautiful day here at the ballpark. A little bit of a breeze, but not a cloud in the sky. Blue, sun shining. It was Alaska weather in December during the early baseball season last week. Chased that high pitch for strike three. Second inning that Johansson has started with a strikeout out of three. Her fifth strikeout. Cinepus strikeout. Hits it to third. Shot. There's that rocket arm by Bernabo. Another nice play. So 2 quick outs in the third inning. Emma Chevalier drew a walk. That one hits her in the foot. She's on for the second time. Neviev, shortstop, struck out swinging. Down and in for a ball. Hit in the air towards center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. The runner takes off for third. Neff gets the base hit, winds up at second on the throw to third. Chevalier hustling to third. They threw the ball away, but nobody's able to go anywhere. So Klaska with a threat. They get their first hit. Second and third, one out for Brooke Braswell. The first baseman, she grounded out, shot to first. Chop foul behind home plate. Wide for a ball. As well as the cleanup hitter for Glasgow. Chased that pitch. It was down and in, almost like a golf swing. Swung right through it. And it's 1-2. Hit to right field. It bounces for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Another big 2-out hit, this one by Brooke Braswell. And Glasgow closes the gap. Off the first baseman's glove. So Hansen made the nice play. The error keeps the inning alive. Braswell hustles to third, second and third. For Asia Olays, again, she can help herself. They threw the ball to the shortstop, cutting it off, looking to have the runner at third. And the runner was halfway home, but when she realized they didn't throw it down, she hustled back to third. And they didn't throw it to third, they threw it home. So Duncan steals second base. It's now second and third. Takes off the force in the infield. I'm not sure whether there was a strike or not. He kind of flexed that right arm, almost like he was, excuse me, and I pulled that back. So I don't know whether that was a strike or not. Chased the pitch. It was way over her head. Way out of the strike zone. And I mentioned again, these hitters love that high pitch. Off the catcher's glove. Again, no room behind home plate. Olays draws a walk to load the bases. And we're going to get a pinch runner. And I'm going to have to guess it's Kelter. They had Kelter on the... There's no 14 on the roster. Kelter didn't have a number, so I'm guessing that Kelter is the runner at first base. So the bases are loaded for McKenna Duncan, who struck out swinging. Hits it foul off the backstop. So he was struck for 3 in the top of this inning with a big 2-out hit by Sereno. Glasgow comes back and gets 2 on a big 2-out hit by Brooke Braswell. They extend the inning with an error and a walk, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Duncan is the 8th hitter in the inning. Hits it out of play. Hit to right field. If I put my glove right over my shoulder, I think I can catch that one. Erin Furlong just saved the Bulldogs. A line shot to right field. She took a step in and then reached over her shoulder and picked that line drive and took at least a triple, maybe a home run, and a grand slam away from Duncan. If I put my glove right about here, I should be able to catch that one. And Furlong got it done. So Glasgow sends 8 to the plate. They get back in it. They get 2. Both teams breaking the 0-0 tie. And as we move into the top of the 4th inning, it's 3-2. English over Glasgow. So an ESPN highlight play by Erin Furlong ends the 3rd inning. Glasgow, they thought they were going to make all the way back and take the lead and jump out in front. That was going to be extra bases. She was going towards home plate, so she would have to turn and chase it to the fence. It could very easily have been a grand slam. Instead, at the last second, she just stuck her glove up over her shoulder and picked it. And then had a big celebration. Shania Patton bounced out, pitcher to first for one trip. She's the second baseman, leading off the fourth inning. Hit to short. Very smooth play by Nevieth, the shortstop, over to Braswell. Made that look easy. One up, one down. Amaya Gibson, the first baseman, pops up to the second baseman. Line shot in the left field for a base hit. Hit that solid. Right by the shortstop third baseman. And here's the hero of the day. Erin Furlong walked and scored the first run of the game. And she saved English, at least for the moment, with an outstanding catch in right field with the bases loaded. In for a strike. And again, she's not 5 feet tall. Her and Singapore standing up there both like 4'8", 4'9". But they compete very well. Off the catcher. And the wild pitch is going to move the runner over to second base. So English has another runner in scoring position. Hit in left field for a base hit. She's having a game and a half. She's on for the second time. English with another threat, first and third with one out. Leah Pinero grounded to second, doubled and scored. She followed Furlong's walk with a double. Got that 3-run inning started. And now Furlong is on again. What a day she's having. Walker run scored a single and a great play in right field. She could retire right now. Down and away. Furlong steals second. So second and third with one out. In for a strike. Way up for a ball. Third baseman Annika Johansson on deck. High again. Hit to the first baseman. That's enough for a run. So Pinero gets it done. He just gets one of Klaskel's run back. Off the second baseman's glove for the long run. In with a double is Anakin Johansson. I'll say Anakin. Hope I get it right once. Long run for the second baseman Chevalier. Almost made a very nice play. English gets their cushion back. They got their 3-run lead back. They matched the two that Glasgow got in the bottom of the third. Popped up. It dies. Safe at first base. It hit by the pitcher, and it didn't. It just died. Kate Johansson gets her second hit. So Johansson's get back-to-back hits. The double by Annika brings in a run. She goes to third on a hit by Kate. The inning extends for Gianna Bernable, who was singled and walked and scored a run and made two very nice plays at shortstop. That ball went behind the pitcher. F was trying to make a play, and it just died. It didn't roll. It didn't bounce. It just died. Up and away for a ball. In for a strike. Looked like an off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss. Popped up. Chevalier, the second baseman, makes the play. But second big inning for Glasgow. Big RBI double by Johansson. Again, the walk hurt. 2 walks in the game. Both walks have scored. 3 hits in the inning. One, the double scored 1. The infield ground ball scored another. So Johansson saw that 3-0 lead dwindle to 3-2. Now she's got the 3-run cushion back as it's 5-2 going into the bottom of the fourth. And it'll be 8-9-1 for Glasgow in the bottom of the fourth. Corey Corbett grounded out, shot to first, her one trip. She'll be followed by Ava Cale. Back to the top of the order, Kelsey Sinopus. That one bounces in. We mentioned both teams looking for their second win. on the corner for a strike. Good pitch by Johansson. That one bounces inside. 2-1 the count to the Bulldog designated player. She's hitting for the left fielder, Maya Bonifacio. Hit off to the right side, out of play. Hit out of play again. Hit to short. And there's that arm again by Burnable. That's their third play, and she gets it over there in a hurry. Over to Braswell. Ariana Reynoso singled and grounded out third to first. Takes the pitch for a strike. Excuse me, this is Ava Kale. I'm looking at the wrong lineup. Ava Kale struck out swinging. So Corbett was the one that grounded out. She's grounded out twice to the shortstop. Quickly 2 strikes. Slices it foul off to the left side. And the count stays 0-2. Swing and a miss. Johansson's got at least 1 strikeout in every inning. That's her 6th. She got 2 in each of the first 2. Center person struck out and grounded the shortstop. And she gets a base hit in the center field. Got all of that one. Right over the second base bag. And that extends the inning for Emma Chevalier, who hasn't been up officially yet. She walked, got hit by a pitch, but she scored a run. Wide for a ball. Solid shot by the left fielder. They're going to send, Sinopus is going to score easily. Solid shot, a double. By Chevalier. On for the 3rd time, she gets an RBI. Sinopus, who got the 2-out hit, scores all the way from first. Devier struck out swinging, singled and scored. Well, Glasgow's trying to come back after 2 outs. Back-to-back hits. Hit that one hard, pulled it foul past third base. by Chevalier. Short hop to left field. It got by her. Hit foul off the backstop. Hit foul again past third base. Hit in the air to center field, backing up. Had it, bobbled it, and caught it again. Ariana Reynoso went back, had it, looked like she dropped it, and then caught the bobble and stayed with it. Neff hit that a long way, but got it up high enough that Reynoso was able to make the play. So a little two-out lightning, like Classical, gets them a run and gets them back within 5-3, and that's where we are. English 5, Classical 3, going into the fifth inning. We're moving to the fifth inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Bulldogs. We're holding on to a 5-3 lead. Amelia Serino struck out swinging her first time, but she got a big two-out hit, knocking in 2 runs. In the third inning, when English took that 3-0 lead, and she drills this one in the left field. She picked that one off her ear. She kind of hit that one like she was chopping wood. Ariana Reynoso singled, grounded out third to first. Swing and a miss. She singled and was thrown out trying to steal second base. Very nice throw by Sinopus. Gets the bunt down. They're not going to get her. They throw it away. Perfect bunt. They threw it away. They tagged her. She out in the outfield, but she didn't make an attempt to go to second base. She wouldn't anyway because Serena was standing at second base. High for a ball. Sanaya Patton, the second baseman, bounced to the pitcher and bounced to short. Nice stop. Pasenopoulos keeps the runners at first and second. We got a timeout. Coach Moran coming out. Wants to have a conversation. Group setting on the mound. Gives Ashley Alden a chance to talk to her hitter. So English back at it. They're leading 5-3. But they're threatening again. Sereno picked a ball off her ear and lined it in left field for a base hit. Reynoso laid down a perfect bunt. And that's where we are, first and second with nobody out for Sanaya Patton. Popped up. In for a base hit. It stayed inside the right field line. Everybody stopped running. They thought it was foul. It just dropped inside the right field foul line. And don't look now, but English has the bases loaded with nobody out for Maya Gibson, who popped the second, singled and scored her last time up. Swing and a miss. That was a little pop-up. The runners didn't run because they thought it was foul. Sereno going to third when she finally did run, tripped and fell. But everybody's safe and the bases are loaded. Line foul off to the right, out of play. Swing and a miss. LEHS gets her second strikeout. And here's the star of the game. Erin Furlong walked and scored, singled and scored, and made that great play in right field. That great catch with 2 outs and the bases loaded. That one bounces in, and it's 2-0. Goes after the high pitch. That would have been 3-0. Hits it foul back out of play. So LEHS got a little help on that pitch. Low for a ball. Goes after the high pitch again and pops it up. And nobody could find it. So she gets the swing again. It was right behind home plate, but they lost track of it. Hit, line shot to the first baseman. And they double the runner off at first. Huge play by Braswell. Furlong hit that right on the nose. The runner was only a step off first base, but Braswell caught it, and she was standing right on first base. So English loads the bases with nobody out, and they don't score. As LEHS gets a big strikeout, and Braswell turns the unassisted double play. So we'll move into the bottom half of the fifth. Glasgow got a big break here. Furlong can't hit the ball any better than she hit it. Going right down the first base line. And Braswell was in the right place at the right time. She picked it and she was standing virtually on first base. And the runner didn't have time to get more than a step off first base. But that was all she had to do. And Braswell gets the unassisted double play. And what looked like a big inning for English with bases loaded and nobody out, LEHS got the big strikeout. Braswell gets the double play. And it's still 5-3 English going into the bottom of the fifth. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6. And when you make a very nice defensive play, you get to lead off the inning, and that's what Braswell will do. She grounded out short the first, and she got the second big 2-out hit. After English got one, she got one, and now she gets another one as she drills it into center field. She got a big 2-out hit, knocking in the 2 runs that Glasgow got in the 3rd inning. Mia Duncan has been up twice. Both times she reached on errors. First time the error got her all the way to third base, and she got stuck there because Johansson struck out 2 in a row, and they got a ground out to get out of the inning, leaving Duncan at third base. Last time she reached on the error and stole second and got stranded there. In for a strike. Hit foul. Little inside out swing, went the other way with it. Hit slowly. Can't make a play. So Glasgow gets the first 2-1 with nobody out. For Asia LEHS, the pitcher, she struck out, swinging, and walked. Her walk was the walk that loaded the bases in that 3rd inning, and the next hitter hit that shot to right field that Furlong made the very nice play on to end the inning and take at least 3 runs. The bases loaded would have scored. It might have been a home run and was going to be extra bases. So tying runs are on with nobody out here in the 5th. On the inside corner for a strike. Down and in for a ball. So Hansen has struck out 6 in 4 innings. She's walked a couple and hit a batter. The walks haven't hurt, but the hit past me came around the score. And now LEHS draws a walk. And Glasgow has loaded the bases with nobody out. So English did it in the top of this inning and didn't score. Glasgow now has the bases loaded and nobody out. Hit. It slices into right field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Just a little, excuse me, swing went the other way and just tapped it into right field. Two-run score. Safe at first on the infield hit is Corbett. And the bases are loaded again. Glasgow has tied it up at 5, and they're looking to take the lead. Ava Kale has struck out swinging twice. Pop foul out of play. 4 hits in the inning. 2 to start the inning. A walk, and then 2 more. First 5 hitters have reached. Swing and a miss. And all of a sudden it's 5-5. And this is after English had the bases loaded, nobody out and didn't score. Down and away for a ball. Nice stop by Leah Pinero. Missing inside. So Glasgow loaded the bases and Duncan just hit a little number. Just barely made it to the outfield grass to the right side. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Seventh strikeout for Johansson. Kelsey Sinopus was struck out, grounded a shot, singled and scored. And she made a nice throw to second base, throwing out a runner trying to steal. On the inside corner for a strike. English is shorting the infield up, hoping they can make a play at the plate. High for a ball. Up and away for a ball. Way up and away for ball 4. Cinemas draws a walk and gets an RBI. And for the first time in the game, Classical is leading. And the bases are still loaded for Emma Chevalier, who was perfect. She walked, got hit by a pitch and scored, doubled in a run. She had the trifecta, a walk, a hit batsman, and a hit. She's the 8th hitter in the inning. In for a strike. Way up for a ball. Oscar started with Braswell and Duncan getting hits. Olays drew a walk to load the bases. Duncan, just a little swing, inside out swing, and the ball just barely made it between the first baseman and second baseman out to right field, knocking in 2 runs. Corbett got an infield hit after a strikeout. Sinopus walked to force in a run. Hit high in the air. It bounces for a base hit. And now they throw it away. Chevalier gets a base hit. Two-run scores. Beth will be the 9th hitter in the inning. Classical's put 5 on the board. And they still have second and third with 1 out. And Beth draws a walk. Brooke Braswell led off this inning with a base hit, scored the first run. She's up for the second time. An inning and a half for Glasgow. Solid shot in the gap. 2 runs are going to score. Braswell's got her second hit in the inning. Seven runs in the inning for Glasgow. And that one takes a bit of a bad hop. Duncan will reach on the error. F scores the 8th run. Braswell at second base. All of a sudden, down 5-3 going into this inning. They're now leading 11-5. And they have first and second, still with only 1 out. LEHS, the pitcher, will be solid shot foul. LEHS has struck out, walked, and scored a run. Three walks in the inning, and all 3 walks have scored. Hit out of play. LEHS is the 12th hitter in the inning. There's still only 1 out. Call third strike. And double steal on the pitch. Second strikeout in the inning. Eight strikeouts for Johansson. Swing and a miss. McKenna Duncan struck out, hit that line shot that Furlong made the great play in right field. Last time up, she got a base hit, knocking in 2. Tromps it down the first base line. Fair ball, base hit, and stayed right on the foul line. And now she's going to take off and go to second base. She's got her 3rd RBI in the inning. And it's second and third with 2 outs for Chloe Corbett, who grounded a shot twice. She got a hit in this inning and scored 1 of the runs. 9 runs in the inning. Wide for a ball. In for a strike. 14 hitters in the inning for English. 9 of them have scored. Down and in for a ball. Missing low for a ball. And it's ball 4. Fourth walk in the inning. Fifth walk in the inning. The other 4 have scored. Line to the left field for a base hit. Everybody's going to score. Glasgow's having a season in this inning. Kelsey Sinopus is the 16th hitter in the inning. She walked with the bases loaded, getting an RBI, and scored a run. "11 runs in the inning. In for a strike. Who would have thought this? Hit off the backstop foul. She has struck out, grounded out, singled and scored, walked and scored. And we mentioned she threw the runner out stealing, so she's had a nice day. Down and in for a ball. And that one hits her. So the bases are loaded for Emma Chevalier, who was walked, got hit by a pitch and scored. Doubled in a run. Singled in 2 and scored. She's perfect. Two for 2. Scored 2. Knocked in 3. High for a ball. If she gets on, Glasgow will bat around twice in this inning. Hit in the right field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. She's perfect for the day. And they are going to bat around twice. Neviette is the hitter. She was struck out, singled and scored, fly to center, walked and scored in this inning. She's up for the 2nd time in the inning. Everybody batted twice in this inning. Brooke Braswell, who started this inning, has batted twice, and she's on deck. In for a strike. "11 runs in the inning. 13 runs in the inning, and Neth just threw another walk. And the bases are loaded again. Hit in the air to right field. Furlong makes the one-handed catch. Braswell bats 3 times in the inning. And it'll take me a month to add up everything in that inning. 19 hitters went to the plate, and now English had the bases loaded at the top of this inning, didn't score. They were leading 5-3, and now if English doesn't score, this game is going to be over with the mercy rule, as Classical has now piled it on with a big inning, and will move into the top of the 6th inning, and English has to score to stay alive. So Classical with a huge lead going into the 6th. Top of the order for English. Hit in the air, coming on. Center fielder McKenna Duncan makes the play. 1 up, 1 down. Annika Johansson is lined out. Bounced to a fielder choice, getting an RBI, doubled in a run. She's 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. "13 runs in the inning. 19 hitters went to the plate. Line right to the second baseman. Chevalier makes the play. Everything going Classical's way now. English down to their last out. And who would have thought this? They were leading 5-3 with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 5th inning. They didn't score. A strikeout and a big double play by Braswell. Low for ball 2. Kate Johansson singled, pops a second and singled. A bunch of walks in that inning. They got a bunch of hits too. A couple of errors. A hit batsman. 19 hitters went to the plate. Hit right to the first baseman, a 1-2-3 inning. And that's going to be the ball game. The mercy rule kicks in. Classical is going to be the ones to win their second game. English is coming out in the field. I'm not sure why. It's 16-5. I guess baseball is a 10-run rule. Softball must be 12 because we're going to play in the bottom of the 6th inning. I thought the game was over, but we'll move into the bottom of the 6th. We just did a couple of baseball games where the mercy rule was 10. So I guess the mercy rule is different in softball. I'll have to find out. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Classical here in the bottom of the 6th. Mia Duncan reached on an error twice, singled and scored, reached on an error and scored. Supposed to be on base 4 times. 3 times with errors. That was a very quick 1-2-3 inning. For Glasgow in that 6th inning. Something we haven't had the entire game, 1-2-3. Glasgow came close in the 2nd inning when they had a base hit and the runner was thrown out stealing, so he only faced 3 hitters. Five walks in that 5th inning. And here's another one. Duncan's on for the 5th time. LEHS, the pitcher, has struck out. Walked and scored, struck out. Safe. Leading 16-5, Glasgow steals second base. And now they throw the ball and the error is going to move the runner over to third. She was off the bag. They threw it to second to try and get her. They threw it away. Chase, that pitch was way up and away. Down and in. I don't think this is the pitcher, LEHS. I apologize for that. They're not, obviously we're not announcing any at-bats, and we're 8 miles away from home plate. So we don't know if they're pinch running or pinch hitting until they get on the base. And even then, they may have to get to second base before we find out. Grounded a shot. They throw the runner out. That was Camille. I'm sorry. Camille hit the ground ball. The runner scored from third. And that kicks in the mercy rule because that makes it 12 runs. So Glasgow will go to 2-2. English will drop to 1-4. The walk hurt again. The walk comes around to score. The stolen base in the error, and then the ground ball to short. So it was a bizarre game. The English looked like they were in it, playing well. They got 3 runs in the 3rd inning. A walk to Furlong, a double by Pinero, an infield ground out by Johansson, and a big 2-out hit for 2 RBI by Sereno, and it was 3-0. Glasgow came back and got 2 after 2 outs. Chevalier got hit by a pitch. F got a base hit. Runner went to third. F went to second on the throw to third. And Braswell got a big hit, a big 2-out hit, knocking in 2 runs, made it 3-2. English came back and got 2 more in the 4th. After an out, Gibson got a base hit. Furlong got a base hit. second and third, a ground out by Pinero, knocked in a run, a double by Annika Johansson, knocked in a run, and English had a 5-2 lead. Classical got a run back in the fourth after an out, after 2 outs. Sinopus got a base hit and scored on the double by Chevalier, and it was 5-3. And English looked like they were going to get the lead back. They had Sereno, Reynoso, and Patton all got base hits, bases loaded, nobody out, and they didn't score. A strikeout and a line drive to first base turned into a double play. They were shut out, and then up comes Classical, and Braswell got a base hit. Duncan got a base hit. LEHS walked. Duncan knocked in 2 with a hit. Corbett got a base hit after a strikeout. Sinopus walked, forcing in a run. Chevalier got a base hit, knocking in 2. F walked. Braswell walked. Duncan. Braswell got a big 2-out RBI single. Duncan reached on an error. McKenna Duncan got an RBI single. Corbett walked. Cahill got a big 2 RBI single. And they batted 19 players in the inning and scored 13 runs. And they come up in the sixth after a quick the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for Classical or anybody. Duncan leads off, draws a walk, steals second. She got off the bag. The pitcher tried to pick her off. The ball got away. She went to third. A ground ball by the pinch hitter. Knocks in the run. Makes it 17-5. The mercy rule kicks in. For English, Pinero had a double, scored a run, knocked in a run. Annika Johansson had a double, had 2 RBI. Kate Johansson had 2 base hits. Gianni Bernabel had a hit, a walk, scored a run. Amelia Sereno had 2 hits, knocked in 2 runs. Ariana Reynoso had 2 hits. Sanaya Patton had a base hit. Gibson had a base hit. Furlong had a walk, a single, scored 2, and made that great play in right field that took at least 3, maybe 4 runs. It might have been a grand slam with that great play. For Classical, Sinopus had a single, a walk, got hit by a pitch, scored twice, had an RBI. Chevalier was perfect. A walk, got hit by a pitch, doubled, singled. She scored 2, knocked in 5. F had a single, walked twice, scored 2. Braswell had 3 singles, knocked in 4, scored 2. Mia Duncan was on base 3 times with errors, a walk, and a base hit. She scored 3. The pitcher, Aisha LEHS, drew 2 walks, scored a run. McKenna Duncan had 2 singles, scored twice, knocked in 3. Chloe Corbett had a hit, a walk, scored twice. Abbott Cahill had a base hit, knocked in 2, scored a run. And that was it, that big run. It was 5-3, bases loaded, nobody out. English doesn't score. Classical answers that by sending 19 to the plate, scoring 13 runs. They closed within 1 run of mercy rule, and they went into the bottom of the 6th, and very quickly, a walk, a stolen base, an error, and a ground ball to short brings in a run, makes it 17-5, and that's the mercy rule kicking in. And in this intercity Greater Boston League battle, Classical wins their first. They'll play again, but this one goes to the Classical Rams, 17-5 over the Bulldogs. English will drop to 1-4. Classical goes to 1-3. So 17-5, the mercy rule, the Rams over the Bulldogs. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.